There's a theory of Kunal Shah, and I really like this idea. He says, find the pot of gold. That is delta 4. Okay, that is where the money is. Okay.
या तो शून्य है या तो 100 है कुछ तो करना है.
Then we did a proper research of why we want to do this. Okay. We found some insights that actually in-campus opportunities is something nobody was solving for. And भाई महाभारत देखिए महाभारत.
तो फिर आपने वो ड्रॉप के लिए कन्विंस कैसे किया?
क्या बोला
भाई महाभारत देखिए महाभारत.
थोड़ा कॉन्टेक्स्ट देते कहाँ से घुसाया
तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट दे देता है, ठीक है. तो मुझे अभी पता चला कि आपने जो है वीएटी से ड्रॉप ले लिया, ठीक है. सो आपने कैसे मनाया और प्रूफ ऑफ वर्क, ठीक है, वो तो आपके पास है कि ठीक है आपने 2-3 स्टार्टअप बना लिए है, कुछ रेवेन्यू भी है आपके पास, बट फिर भी पेरेंट्स का रहता है यार भले ही $1 मिलियन कमा लो लेकिन डिग्री तो चाहिए यार. तो वो कैसे मनाया आपने?
सो इसका कोई सही आंसर नहीं है. ना ही कोई इजी आंसर है, ठीक है. दिस हैज़ बीन अ स्ट्रगल विच वाज गोइंग ऑन फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम, ठीक है. एंड मतलब आई वुड नॉट रिकमेंड एनीवन टू डू इट बिकॉज इट्स वेरी वेरी हार्ड. आई एम टेलिंग यू. You think that taking drop is cool and everything, but when it gets real na, when shit gets real, it's very very hard to survive in this kind of world. I'm fortunate that my parents understood what I was doing, okay. Both my parents are doctors, so it was super hard to someone from the academic field to tell them ki theek hai, I will not be continuing with this, because this is one thing ki people see the ROI on college education as the amount of money they would get after the 4 years. ठीक है. My ROI was always in the terms of time. ठीक है. I was people say that you took a drop in 4th year. That is a bad thing. I'm saying, man, for almost 2 years, ठीक है, I was at home building new things, learning new things, and I didn't have a problem with my degree. The problem came when my college education actually hindered my progress, ठीक है. And I would never let my syllabus come in way of my education. That is something which I truly believe. When it was really hindering me on my growth journey, ठीक है, that is when I realized, okay, this is something which I can't sustain. It gets really hard, मतलब managing academics with startups, ठीक है. And this is something where people don't realize कि if you're really serious about something, you have to go all in on that, ठीक है. If there would have been a way that I would have done both, so that should 100% be given a thought, ठीक है. But since in my case it wasn't, due to several reasons, and my journey of my degree, this also my duration also, because it was not a normal degree, it was a 5-year degree. I would have had 2 more years to just go about it, and that is a full-fledged full intensity degree. If I don't do justice to what I'm doing, that is a waste, ठीक है. So either I do that going full-fledged, or do I do this, ठीक है. And I thought that going to college I would be a mediocre engineer, ठीक है. But after dropping out, I could have a shot at becoming a great founder. I would rather trust my chances of becoming a great founder than the surety of becoming a mediocre engineer. That is what I believed in.
या तो शून्य है या तो 100 है कुछ तो करना है. तो अब जो है कन्वर्सेशन को यहाँ ले जाता है कि ठीक है, राइट नाउ वी आर मेकिंग TOP, the opportunities portal. How and when and why did the idea came to you?
अच्छा, तो वही same. It was when I was the director of research for ESL. So people used to come to me कि this is the idea, ठीक है. I have the know-how, I have the idea, I don't have a team. Then I used to connect them to like different people in WhatsApp groups, ठीक है. Then this happened 1 day, 2 days. After that started happening regularly, ठीक है. As the new batches came, and as your batch came and your senior batch got into 2nd year, right, they started building stuff. They needed teammates for that. So I thought, okay, let's do one thing, we'll make a WhatsApp community around this. Then I was into like some WhatsApp groups, and I used to circulate that, okay, this is needed, this is needed. You might have seen those messages which I sent in the group. Okay? They're not just for me. My friends also send me requirements that I need this intern, and I used to connect them to them, right? So once I figured out this, that there is a gap in this market where they have the know-how, they have an idea, they have the know-how of what to build and everything, but they don't have teammates. They get teammates basically in their own colleges. There are 30,000 people in VIT right now. Let's say if you want to make an agri-tech app, okay? Let's say if we take an idea, you have to make a smart sprinkler based system, okay? That smart sprinkler based system would need someone from mechanical, someone from electronics, someone who can operate IoT, Arduino, someone who can make the interface, someone who can design the UI UX, right? You will need 5 people. Where will you find that 5 people? Do you have an answer to that? Only if you have those connects in college. You'll be lucky if you could find those 5 people. There's no single place you can go to those to find those 5 people. Okay? But can you say with conviction that there are people in that college who can work on this project? Yes or no?
Sure.
There are, right? So talent is there. You have the opportunity. Talent is already present on the campus, but there's no single place where they can actually collaborate, right? So that's where the idea of a portal where someone can provide opportunity, someone can give opportunities, someone can take opportunities, okay? And doing them providing them a platform where they can profile themselves and exchange these opportunities. That's where an opportunity giver, an opportunity seeker, a talent looking for opportunity, that's where talent meets opportunity. That's how the idea of the opportunities portal came into existence. That is the whole journey.
All right. तो जब आइडिया आया, what was the next step?
Next step was
Immediate next step.
Immediate next step was I got excited. ठीक है, as always. ठीक है, जितना भी आप ज्ञान दे लो कि हाँ ठीक है, रिसर्च करनी है. First I went, I told this to my technical, like my friend who is also good in tech. ठीक है, told him that यार ऐसे कुछ कर सकते हैं क्या? He's like हाँ doable है मतलब ये कर सकते हैं. Then we did some research. मैं कहा is this a problem which is solved by someone? There were a few competitors, LinkedIn and everything. So then we did a proper research of why we want to do this. Okay? We found some insights that actually in campus opportunities is something nobody was solving for, and the profiling which is needed, nobody lists skills on LinkedIn, right? So you would never know that the person sitting next to your room might be a backend developer. You don't know that. So these kind of insights you only get when you do proper deep research, right? So we did that. We actually saw a few other platforms who were trying to solve, not just for this, like for other use cases. This is called HR edutech. This is the category, HR edutech. So when we saw all of this, we did a competitive research and everything. We thought that okay, this is a good idea to go forward with. Let's do one thing. Let's make a V1. So our V1 was a basic Google form, okay, where we made founders fill that Google form, and we had that database, and then I circulated the Google form in like my community, and they filled up with their skill sets. So we used to match them one by one with their Excel sheets, okay. That is the V1. I saw that okay, this is getting traction, like people are getting matches, teams were being made. Once this was done, I thought okay, then we should go to that next level. The V1 should be upgraded. Then we moved to a portal, right? And that is when the current website, which you can see, the opportunities portal, that is the most basic version where you can post projects and everything. It came online. We have a lot of features in mind. Okay? We have a lot of features in pipeline. All of them are in development, but we started very small. Okay, let's see how this goes. Once we launched that, we saw that there are opportunities listed on that. Okay? Someone used it for hackathons also, basically. So what did people do was to find teammates for hackathons. This is a use case which we didn't think was possible before. So the user behavior, since we are observing the user behavior, that led us to this one new insight that okay, this can also be used for it. So slowly these kind of insights came forward, and then of course we got that YC Startup School grant. So that is how we moved ahead with the product journey from just the ideation to actually having a tangible product in hand.
ऑलराइट, तो जब आप बिल्ड कर रहे थे, ठीक है, हाउ डिड यू प्लान आउट दी V1, द MVP एज वी कॉल इट, राइट? कि ठीक है आपने गूगल फॉर्म बना दिए, उसमें ट्रैक्शन आ रहा है, जब आपको एक वेबसाइट बनाना है, हाउ डू यू लिस्ट डाउन कि ठीक है यार मेरा इतना बजट है, ये मेरा V1 है, क्या क्या फीचर्स उसमें होंगे, और वो करने के बाद भी फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन कि अब आप उसको मार्केट कैसे कर रहे हो, बिकॉज नाउ योर क्राउड इज नॉट ओनली V80 तो ठीक है वो आ जाएगा, बट हाउ डू यू प्लान कि ठीक है बाकी मार्केटिंग कैसे फिगर आउट करने है उसका?
So there is a very very clear simple answer to how to figure out your V1. आपकी सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या सॉल्व कर रहे हो आप, व्हाट इज योर वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन, वो आप देखो, ठीक है. हमारा था कोलैबोरेशंस, ठीक है. पीपल वर नॉट एबल टू सी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़, क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज प्रेजेंट है, ठीक है. सो उसका एक बेसिक हमारा वर्जन था जो ये फॉर्म था. फॉर्म में भी आपको अपॉर्चुनिटीज दिख नहीं रही है बिकॉज इट इज़ नॉट डायनेमिक फॉर्म, राइट. तो वी नीड अ डायनेमिक वेबसाइट जहाँ पे अपॉर्चुनिटीज लिस्टेड होके देयर people can see opportunities and people can apply on that. That is a very very basic project. If you tell it to someone in VIT, after in any college, this is a first second year project, anybody can make it, okay. So I told my friend that okay, let's make a V1 out of this, and this was a very very simple thing to do, and I think your V1 should be very very simple, addressing that core of your problem, okay. This is one test also. If your problem niche is good, if the problem you have picked is good, even if your V1 is shitty, na, people will use it. Okay, that is a reality. And once you go forward, of course, after that V1 test, you have to get better. You cannot compromise on quality going forward from that. But till V1, to just test your traction, test your proof of concept, I think V1 is something which should be very very simple, and it can be made by minimal tech. Now no code tools are available, Framer is available, which you can really connect the whole database to it, okay. There is Wix available, Bubble है ना. So all these no code tools are available where you can, if you are building a software product, you can really test out your MVP there. So I think everybody should be first working on V1 rather than making a budget and like spending on hiring coders and doing that stuff, okay. Just test out your thesis, make a thesis, test it out, and I think that will really help you going forward.
राइट. सो एक मैं कहीं पर पढ़ा था कि व्हाट आर दी फाउंडर्स डूइंग, राइट? फाउंडर्स कुछ नहीं, दे आर लाइक साइंटिस्ट ओनली, कि कुछ हाइपोथेसिस बना रहे हैं और उसको टेस्ट कर रहे हैं. बस रिवॉर्ड अलग है कि साइंटिस्ट का अगर थीसिस सही है तो उसको एक रिकग्निशन मिलेगा, फाउंडर का कंपनी जो है वो बढ़ेगा. वी आर साइंटिस्ट बेसिकली.
सो ये जो लीप ऑफ फेथ जो बोलते हैं, मैंने भी लीप ऑफ फेथ लिया. लीप ऑफ फेथ के पीछे एक देयर इज a lot of data, there is a lot of research जो होता है ना, वो होता ही है. उसके बिना लीप ऑफ फेथ लोगे तो इट्स नॉट एडवाइजेबल, नॉट फीजिबल, ठीक है. सो all the chances which you see ना, all the good founders which you see, let it be Sam Altman या फिर आप कुणाल शाह, ये सब जितना भी है, इनके जो भी डिसीजंस होते हैं ना, if you see the decision making process, there has to be some logic to it, ठीक है. कुणाल शाह has this theory of delta 4, if you know about that.
Please share it.
Okay. So there's a theory of Kunal Shah, and I really like this idea. He says find the pot of gold. That is delta 4. Okay, that is where the money is. Okay. Tell me, where did you see Truecaller's ad? How did you first come to know about Truecaller? Through friends, right? Truecaller never advertised their stuff. That okay, we are going to help you from spammers and everything. Truecaller had that feature where an unknown caller, if someone is calling you, you would get to know them by their name, even if that number is not saved with you. That saved you from going through the hassle of picking up a directory, ठीक है. वहाँ पे सर्च करो which is that phone number which has called me, okay, this is not the number, this is not the number. So that shift was a very big huge shift from that phone directory to a app, ठीक है. That is called delta 4. Once that becomes the behavior ना, you don't need to market it also, ठीक है. Once that becomes behavior, कल को मैं आपको बोलूँ कि you have to stop using Truecaller, you won't be able to do that because Truecaller has become a habit now, ठीक है. Similarly आप इस पे आओ, Swiggy, ठीक है. Swiggy has made it so simple ठीक है, to just order your food, या फिर Zomato has made it so simple to order your food that now it has become a behavior, ठीक है, it has now led to a behavioral change that is delta 4, ठीक है, delta 4 change means delta means the change, factor is the 4 factor, ठीक है. Now if I am sitting here in my office and I have to order something from 6 kilometers away, I don't think twice about it, ठीक है, I'll just order it and it will be here in like 30 minutes, ठीक है. That is a behavioral shift. पहले people would think okay मैं गाड़ी उठाऊंगा, मैं पिक करूंगा, फिर मैं जाऊंगा वहाँ पे, मैं खाना खा के आऊँगा, वो पूरा जो दो घंटे का जो सफ़र था उसको आपने 30 मिनट्स में कॉम्पैक्ट कर दिया. दैट इज अ बिहेवियरल शिफ्ट. नाउ यू कैन नॉट गो बैक टू द ओल्ड वेज वे जहाँ पे आप सब बंद कर दो, स्विगी काम नहीं करेगा, जोमेटो काम नहीं करेगा. यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन योर लाइफ विदाउट इट. यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन योर लाइफ विदाउट इंटरनेट, ठीक है. आप टेक्स्ट मैसेजेस में यू वुड नेवर बी एबल, आपको कुछ वो करना होता है, लेट्स से एक मैसेज आपको फॉरवर्ड करना है, ठीक है, एंड यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन योर लाइफ विदाउट इमोजीज, ठीक है. आपको दिखाना है कि हाँ मैं बहुत सैड हूँ. ओके जो है वो भी सैड होता है, ओके खुशी में भी लोग ओके में लिखते हैं, वो खुश हो जाता है, ठीक है. यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन योर लाइफ विदाउट इमोजीज, ठीक है. इमोजीज इज समथिंग यू कैन नॉट गो बैक टू, ठीक है. इफ़ यू टुमारो इंट्रोड्यूस अ फोन जिसका यूएसपी हुआ कि इसमें कोई इमोजी नहीं है, नोबडी विल बाय दैट, ठीक है. इफ़ यू टुमारो इंट्रोड्यूस अ न्यू ऐप जिसमें आप बोलोगे कि इसमें ऑल द नंबर्स, आपको पता नहीं लगेगा कि इसने आपको कॉल किया. दैट इज़ अ बिहेवियरल शिफ्ट, दैट इज कॉल्ड डेल्टा 4 थ्योरी, एंड दैट इज समथिंग यू शुड एम फॉर कि आप डेल्टा 4 जंप करो, बिहेवियरल शिफ्ट हो जाए लोगों के उसमें. दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू गो बैक टू दैट इनएफिशिएंट थिंग. यू टेक देम फॉरवर्ड टू द मोस्ट एफिशिएंट थिंग फॉरवर्ड, एंड दैट बिकम्स योर कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज. ट्रू कॉलर की आपने कभी ऐड नहीं देखी होगी, वो आपके फ्रेंड्स ने आपको बोला हो यूज़ कर ले, ठीक है, एंड दैट्स हाउ दे गेन देयर फॉलोअर्स. चैट जीपीटी की कोई ऐड नहीं आई, ठीक है. चैट जीपीटी इज द फर्स्ट ऐप जिसका शायद 2 weeks में दे रीच सम 1 million यूजर्स सम, या. सो दैट इज अ बिहेवियरल शिफ्ट, ठीक है. यू कैन नॉट मैच दैट, ठीक है. दैट इज समथिंग विच एज revolutionary products as founders you should aim forward to. Something to bring that delta 4 change. I cannot imagine my life without ChatGPT right now because I have to write a lot of letters in a day, and I just write ki I have this flight and I want to cancel my bookings. Please write this letter to make my trip. So it writes an email and it goes through there. या फिर write this letter to my bank that this payment got refunded and I have not received it. Like that thing, I cannot imagine doing it again without ChatGPT's help. ठीक है. That is something which has caused a behavioral shift. वैसा products ढूंढो.
ठीक है.